Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily Downshift. My name is Ors and today I am discussing everything we know about the 2022 Corvette C06. First of all, the reason why I say 2022 is because GM has already announced that one of the future performance iterations of the C8 will inevitably be delayed, and I find it more than likely that they are referring to the Z06. So with that out of the way, let's talk about its alleged specs. So Car and Driver originally posted in August 2019 stating that the Z06 will be naturally aspirated. More recently, it seems that a source has come forward claiming the exact same thing, that it will not have a twin turbo setup that many of you have been hoping for. Now, many other sources have also already come forward and concurred, but there have been a few outliers that do in fact expect a twin turbo setup, so there's still hope for some of you. For example, Motor Trend are actually one source that have come forward and stated that they're quite sure it will be a twin turbocharged V8. Now, that may be the case, but from my research, I've gathered that more sources are actually proclaiming that it's highly likely, if not almost certain, that it will be naturally aspirated. Either way, here's what the most recent source is claiming. They're stating that it will be a naturally aspirated dual overhead cam 32 valve 5.5 liter V8 with a flat plane crank. It's going to rev between 8,500 and 9,000 RPM, and it will put out approximately 600 plus horsepower. It feeds an 8-speed dual clutch automatic transaxle, which drives the rear wheels. Furthermore, they go on to say, and I quote, "This is no mere speculation, a detuned version of this engine is already powering the C8R. So what can we take from this? I think it's safe to assume that at this point the flat plane crank is more than confirmed. The reason being, numerous sources have stated that it will have a flat plane crank and that the motor will be an enhanced version of the C8R, which is indeed a flat plane crank. But the other reason, which you're about to see and hear for yourself, is a test mule spotted in California a couple months back.
Yeah, right.
Now tell me that doesn't sound like a flat plane crank. And honestly, all I can say is wow. The first time I heard that, I felt so much joy and I must have replayed it at least 12 more times. Yet somehow some potential Corvette customers just don't like the sound. And interestingly enough, the source actually claims that one of the worries is people may not want to buy an American product that sounds like a Ferrari. But don't worry GM, if it sounds anything like what we've heard, put us down for two. Just to analyze the sound before I move on any further, I can't really tell if it has turbos because the video clip is so short and the video cuts out right before the driver really hits the gas pedal. But to me, I don't hear any turbo whistle or a blow-off valve, it just sounds like it's all motor. The craziest part of it is that so many people are against this car if it's naturally aspirated. And the main reasoning is just because the C7 Z06 was a supercharged V8 putting out 650 horsepower. And in terms of succession, if the C8 Z06 isn't turbocharged or supercharged and not over 650 horsepower, then people just write the car off so quickly. But what so many people forget is the fact that the C6 Z06 was a naturally aspirated 7-liter V8 that put out 505 horsepower, which was literally one generation ago. And the reason why that one was so good was because it was lighter than the standard C6, and it did that by using an aluminum frame instead of a steel one. And yes, that car was epic, even though it didn't have the assistance of forced induction, so it can be done. Just bear with me for a few seconds through this one thought. Let's assume that this Z06 will be the naturally aspirated motor with around 600-ish horsepower like the sources are claiming. Now, let's just imagine that they have weight reduction as the main goal, and they successfully get it down around 300 pounds from the base C8. They slap on some carbon fiber rims, carbon ceramic brakes, coupled with active aero. Sure, you won't be able to tell your friends that your Z06 has 700 or 800 or whatever ridiculous number of horsepower some of you are expecting, but this would literally be a track monster. Now, the features I mentioned aren't random. Interestingly enough, we've already seen a set of suspected carbon fiber rims on eBay, and the recent source also confirms active aero, just like the Porsche Turbo S and the Lamborghini Huracan Performante. Now, to top it all off, the source claims that the Z06 will have an estimated base price of around $85,000, that's USD, which is 2 to 4 times less than its competitors. A bargain no matter which way you slice it. All I'm saying is don't sleep on this car if it's naturally aspirated. Alright guys, that's definitely enough from me. I hope this has been somewhat informative. Just so you know, we currently do have a C8 in our garage and we are cranking out a ton of videos. So subscribe if you're into Corvette related content. We can also guarantee that we'll be ordering a Z06, so trust me, you do not want to miss out. Hit the subscribe button. But more importantly, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this kind of confirmed naturally aspirated Z06. Is it going to be epic or are we going to be let down? As always, thank you for hearing me out and checking out our videos. Stay safe, everyone.